have Mirantis, Kyle McDonald. Please join us on stage.
Good morning. So I'm here to tell you about Mirantis. We were started in 2011. We are the leading company supporting OpenStack. So we've been doing OpenStack since the beginning, and that's a lot of what we're going to talk about here today with telcos. Some background on us. We closed a $20 million round last year in January. Companies like Intel, Dell, Red Hat as investors, as well as Ericsson and SAP. So when you look at the funding that we've sort of gotten and sort of the strategic investors, there's a lot of kind of interesting nuances there. So the next question is, why is OpenStack sort of important to carriers? And I think the answer, at least from our perspective, comes in two categories. We look at sort of private and public cloud deployments. How can we help carriers build both a private cloud for internal operations, as well as how can they offer public cloud services? We've done that with a number of customers already. That's a relatively traditional business. What we're focusing mostly on now is looking at network function virtualization and how we can leverage OpenStack as a cloud platform for orchestration and deployment for NFV virtual instances. And we've been doing this already in conjunction with a number of carriers, so we're in interesting conversations already, but we're always looking for more. Is everybody familiar with NFV, or should I give the 10 seconds? So NFV is basically bringing all of the network elements that were previously hardware or previously shipped to you as integrated solutions, disaggregating them and delivering them to you virtually now. So this means that a lot of the equipment you used to buy for base station or central office will now be coming to you virtually. Obviously, you then need something to manage that as a control plane. And so OpenStack, being kind of the de facto cloud implementation, is what a lot of carriers are now using to orchestrate and spin up those virtual machines, being able to create those new services by being able to orchestrate and link things together. So Mirantis is actually now one of the world's largest OpenStack providers for telecom. This is an incredibly kind of awesome scenario for us because we're a relatively young company, and the world of telecom has moved extremely fast. So we now count NEPs such as Ericsson as customers and investors, as I mentioned earlier. And then we've got deployments and implementations going with Orange, PacNet. We've got a strategic engagement with Huawei, and then Tata Communications. And these are the customers that obviously we can reference to you here, but we've got great stories and engagements going with a number of the other leading telcos. So with that, what questions can I answer for you?
Ericsson feel about you? I mean, they're investors, but...
They find us very strategic. So a lot of the work we're doing in OpenStack enables them to help build and ship better NFV products and solutions. Frankly, in a world of NFV disaggregation, having a great relationship with the underlying infrastructure platform is going to be incredibly critical.
What do you think about non-open source competition for OpenStack and how that plays out over time?
So when we talk about non-sort of open source, we see VMware, right? That's basically it. So VMware has joined the OpenStack momentum. They announced at VMworld that they would begin actually shipping OpenStack themselves. So to the extent that I think we're sort of competing in that space, I think we might, but I think the sort of reality that shakes out is OpenStack becomes the dominant standard for the actual cloud layer. And then what you might run virtual machines on might end up in VMware. And certainly Mirantis has a pretty long-standing partnership, long-standing in the OpenStack world, about a year and a half long. But we have a pretty strategic partnership with VMware where we're delivering public and private clouds as well as NFV implementations that leverage VMware as the hypervisor underneath.
Great, thank you, Kyle.